No worries. G'day, Scott. Greg Davis from News Corp here. You started well the first quarter, you hung in there. Where did you feel like you fell down tonight and allowed Brisbane to kick away from you?
Well, first of all, congratulations to them and JD and the battle they had. They played very well, obviously, and 53 points in the first half is just not characteristic of us at all, and it's not how we're built and how I coach and what I expect from these guys. And I believe they scored 20 points in 5 minutes at the end of that second period, and I think for the most part of the game we were up 10 if you go by that. So it was just, breakdowns and things that are correctable, which is really good. I love these guys fight. This could have been a 25-point game at any point if we just dropped our heads and not been about the culture that these guys are building, the culture that I'm demanding from these guys to work every day, to come to practice. And so I'm proud of them in that way. But the good news is I thought it was very good for us, to be honest with you, to be on the road and be down and see what kind of grit we had and fight.
And I mean, your three-point shooting was like record equal last outing, but you were, I think, shooting 50% from three-point range in the first half, but 4 of 16, I believe, in the second half. That obviously played a role as well. So it was keeping you in the contest, but I suppose Brisbane were a lot better from there. That didn't help your cause? Well,
we scored enough points to win the game. Our problem was defense. We never talk about shooting threes or analytics and how many threes we have to get up, and if they're open, we shoot them. If they're not, we move the ball and try to do something else with it. But we scored plenty enough points, in my opinion, to win. My goal is to drive teams in the 70s somewhere along the way, and hopefully we get to the 80s, and we just didn't do it tonight.
And Jarrad, how did it feel out there? Like, it felt like, especially in the third as well, you guys made a great run. I think it was 7 unanswered points to put pressure on Brisbane. Did you feel like you had some ominous momentum there?
Yeah, definitely. I think our defence picked up in that second half, and we had that good stretch where we got 3 or 4 stops in a row, and then we just ran out of it. Like Coach said, that's what we do. We play defence, and when we're gritty like that and we're boxing out and we're rebounding, we're a tough team.
Scott, just as a wider sort of question, like normally expansion teams finish last or second last in their first season, but you guys surpassed that, and just what do you put that down to? The fact that you're right in contention for a playoff berth, and you're sort of highly competitive against the very best teams in the comp. What do you put that down to in a nutshell?
Well, when I put this team together, I had 2 things in mind: culture and character. And I tried to find the highest character guys that I could find, irregardless of talent. I wanted good people that would build culture, that would go on this journey with me, that would do something for the state of Tasmania. And so I think culture wins in the long run. It's been proven in Australia at multiple levels at different teams. I just left a great franchise in Perth that bleeds culture. And if we're going to do anything here in Tasmania, that was my number 1 goal and foundational thing to do, was not worry about wins and losses, but have a team that's gritty, that represents the state, that will build culture, that people can be proud of, that's on the floor. And like I've told these guys, we just show up and do the work. Do the work, and we'll see where it goes. And every day they show up and do the work, and I'm proud of them in that area. But we have a lot of room to grow, which is great. And, we didn't have Magne, obviously, today, and Matt Kenyon, but then the next guys step in and play as hard as they possibly can, which is just a great sign. And we'll continue to just do the work.
When do you expect to have Kenyon and Will back?
Matt could be back on Monday. Just a pain tolerance thing with him. He's just a freak accident, really, of just cutting his finger, and we'll see how the stitches are. And he could be back on Monday. I assume he'll be back without question in the middle of the week on the worst case scenario. And then Will, we don't really have any updates on Will until Monday when he goes back for his doctor's visit, and then they'll tell him what his next step is.
And no injuries tonight, all clear?
I think I might have sprained an ankle, but I think I'll recover.
Fair enough. That's all from me. Thanks, guys.
Anytime.